Good morning.
Good morning.
Was Paul great or what?
Yeah.
Paul McLean. Got a $120 million insurance agency. Can't beat that. So what can we learn? A lot. So proud of you all for being here on time. The people that aren't, you have my full permission to smack them in the butt when you see them come in late. Okay? So a bunch of butt smacking should be going on today. All right, let's get started. So I'm going to show you two things that are the keys to your financial freedom. You ready? This is it. What have I got here? Lanyard and a license. That's all you need. This is it. You put these two things in your bag and around your neck, and you can change your family's life forever. We got a lot of people that have this, a lot of people that need to start using this more. Okay? So, that's what I would start with in saying the keys to your freedom. So, I'm going to jump real quick, give you a little tiny bit of backstory, and then I want to talk to you today about building a business, how to talk to people, some recruiting tips, some things that you can implement today, tonight, this evening, tomorrow, while we're talking, and start to have conversations with more and more people at a highly successful level. So, like I said, my name is Grady Polcyn. I started with FFL on January 3rd, 2018. January 3rd, 2018, we are now in 3 years and 1 month of life-changing activity, because I use those two items that I use each and every day to put me in a position now to be able to, someone said, hey, maybe you got something positive you can share with these guys, and they put me on here, and now I got to perform. So don't work too hard, otherwise I'm going to make you put you on stage next year. So some of you guys don't like speaking on stage. So January 3rd, 2018, first day that changed my life, right? Today could be that day for you. What is today's date? February 5th? Right? So maybe some of you are looking for that date, right? Maybe you want to write down in the corner of your notes right now, February 5th, 2021, and circle it, or put a heart around it, as the day that starts the new progression for you, when you start to make decisions that impact you and your family forever. So January 3rd, 2018, I resigned from my previous business and went all in, full time, full throttle, pedal to the floor with FFL. And what did that mean? Swiped my card and bought as little leads as I possibly could. And from there, I started to book up some appointments, got some appointments on the books, went over 9, my first 9 appointments, and then sold my 10th. Patricia P, $43 a month, Americo Eagle. Love Patricia P. And I was off to the races. The business was validated, and I saw what could happen for me if I just believed in what was possible. So, progressed through the first year, ended up ending the first year, $256,000 issue paid on my own pen. Thank you. But an important thing happened in that year. My first month, right? So I came from a previous business, previous industry, where I made for the last, basically 3 to 6 months, I made no income. I was trying to keep a business afloat. I had toothpicks, chewing gum, and bubble wrap, trying to keep this thing floating down the river. And it was sinking fast. And I did everything I could to try to keep this business going, while I was looking at FFL and going, these people are really making $5,000, $10,000 a week? $5,000, $10,000 a week? $30,000, $40,000 a month? How is this possible? Right? I grew up in an environment, I served tables for 10, 15 years. I was the guy who always upsold you from salad to sea bass. I could get you, and I get you to get a glass of wine instead of an iced tea, because but the check bigger, right? The bigger check, bigger tip. And I smiled real big, so they always tip me good. But in that mentality, I'd never made more than $35,000, $40,000 a year. So you look into this business and you see people making $5,000, $10,000 a week, $15,000, $20,000, $30,000 a month, and you go, it's a scam. It's got to be a scam, right? Right, Clay, it's a big scam. Clay and I thought it was a scam forever. He had his first $30K month, and he was still serving at the bar because he didn't believe the money was real. He thought they were going to take it back out of his bank account. So that first month, I ended up making $14,000. Changed my life, changed my vision, changed what I thought was possible. It was 3-4 times as much money I'd ever made a previous month in my whole life. So what do you do after that? You go on vacation. And so my second month, I went on vacation. It was wonderful. We went out and visited my mother-in-law. I filled up her pantry with groceries. I bought her a new TV. I paid some of her bills. It was great. I had all this money. It's more money than I ever could have imagined. And you know what happened? She paid $8,000. My wife basically chewed me out and told me this isn't what we started this new business for. We're supposed to be changing our life. And I said, okay. So I went back to work, and I started a new progression. But something happened to me in my second month that I hope is happening for you right now. And I know we're getting started, and you got a bunch of people that are going to start slapping butts later today when the rest of these people show up. But right now, what happened for me in my second month is I went to the annual convention. I learned what I needed to learn. I got around the people I needed to get around. I started talking to people that sold more than me, which is pretty much everybody. I started talking to people that had bigger businesses than me. And I asked them the questions about the problems that I was experiencing that first month, and I got refined. And I went from 14.8 to 31. And my third month, I wrote 31,000 and changed my life forever. Expanded my vision, showed me it was possible, proved to myself I was the man that I could do. I proved to my wife that I was the man that she married. And I went to work. I was my kid's father. I was this person who I built up in my mind that I thought I could become, actualizing those things. And that's what's happening for you guys right now. What I want you guys to do is to take in this information, and as you progress through this weekend, have the faith to believe that what you're learning is real. What you're learning is the answers. I've got nothing to hold back, right? Grady's not up here going, I'm going to give him 50% of the tips, because the other 50%, I don't want them to know the other 50%. I'm going to give you all the tips. All the speakers come here and give you all the secrets. Everything you need to know, it's going to pour out here. But we got to decide on Monday, are you going to be the person that's going to implement this new knowledge? And for me, it changed my life. 31,000 my third month, ended the first year 256, started building a team. Was blessed to meet some incredible people. I won't start naming names because there's too many of them I'm in love with, and I love them to death. But we ended the first year at 150,000 issue paid as a team. Roll around the second year, 310,000 issue paid. Led my team in sales, because what's your job as a leader? To lead them. There's nothing more important than I will tell you in this business than to lead people by example. And I make a lot of mistakes, but I also do a real good job of trying to be the best person that I can show them that I'm someone worth following. And if I don't have the answer, I'm going to go find it. So 310,000 my second year, team ended at 450,000. Wrap around to this past year, 2020. Team started hit 1.2 million in March, and I was like, I got too much going on, and we just ended this past month in January at 2.5 million. And it is a testament and a collection of great people who decided to go out there and work hard and to put themselves in a position to be selfless and more focused on other people and helping families and helping their agencies and investing in leads and investing in offices and investing in staff that has created a remarkable business around us. And I think one of the coolest things that I think above and beyond the 425 agents that got paid last month is the 33 staff members that support those agents. So it's incredible what we can do and create here. So new people go. I have to build a team. I need to build a team. I want to build a team. I get these guys, and they're like, I need to do this. I need to build a team. I've been struggling my whole life. Life's been hard, and you know what I want to do now? I've been struggling my whole life, and I'm going to go to FFL because it's the best opportunity in the world, and I need to build a team. I need that. And I'm like, okay, so what's going on, Bob? You're like, well, I've been working at XYZ insurance company out of Northern Omaha, and it's just not been working out for me. And I'm like, okay, so you want to come to FFL and build a team? They say, yeah, you got the best comps. I'm like, I understand, we got the best comps. And he's like, yeah, I feel like I could hire people at 65, and if you're going to give me a 110, that's going to work out great for me. I'm like, so why do you think why do you think that's happening? Because I need to build a team. I'm like, listen, Bob, why don't we start with building you first? Like, that's the thing that I think we step over too often, is there's so much personal self-growth that must happen in this business before the riches come, before the wealth comes, right? It's there, right? The gold mine is waiting for you deep within that mountain, but you can't get it on your mind alone. Otherwise, you'd have it right now. You would have what you want right now. But the life we have right now is a complete collection of one thing: choices. Of choices we've made each and every day that have led us to where we are today. You all chose to get here on time, and a bunch of you are to get their butt slapped later, right? Can we keep this going? I really want to keep this butt slapping thing going, right? A lot of people are going to who made the choice to be here. So that's just a fragment of my day. There's always stuff that we can be doing to improve, right? There's always things we can be focused on, and so in that regard, us putting the personal growth of ourselves above all else will yield so much of what you want, right? The refined people you're going to see come across the stage were mud before they started. I was mud before I started, and I've talked on the phone to thousands of people that have allowed me to be in a place where I can help you. So in understanding that, what are we trying to create now? Freedom, right? If freedom is our goal, what is the path to get there? And so we understand, as I shared yesterday, there's two muscles we want to build, right? The selling muscle and the hiring muscle, right? You want to sell insurance, you want to go write 20K, 30K, 40K a month, right? Isn't that fun just saying those numbers like it's normal here? Because it is normal here. I digress for a second. There was another company that was posting on social media about how great they were doing, and the number one income earner was talking about how they're a huge agency and they're a big, loud, noisy, annoying other company. And they talked about how they currently have 21 people who made over $10,000 in January. And I looked at Andrew's report, and he had 286 people that made over $10,000 in January at FFL. So freedom is the goal, right? A good component of that starts with sales, right? How are we producing? How can I learn? A lot of times I challenge the managers that I work with. I say, why would I join you if you can't teach me how to pay my bills? If I was a new recruit, I'd be following someone that could teach me how to pay my bills. I'm struggling. Life has been very hard for me. Life is very, spoiler alert, life's very hard for most people. It's just the way it is, right? But if we can put ourselves in a position to understand that if we can lead by example and show people what the right thing to do is, you will impact people far more than you could imagine of just in your sales career. So focus on that. So what's the plan? If freedom's the goal, how do we start? We sell a lot. I'm going to touch on that here in a second. But also the building muscle. So if we want to build a team, the ranks we love to talk about, and these would be the pillars that I would write down. That should be your concrete goals. Senior sales manager, then get to a VP bonus, which is $150,000 bonusable volume, then a 140 contract, a 145 contract, and an integrity deal. And then you're free. And everyone in this room can do it. Because a guy who sat in this room in the back corner that knew nobody 3 years ago has done it. I am not special. Andrew Taylor, not special. Paul McLean, not special. None of these people are special in order beings. They just sacrificed sleep and sacrificed everything else but helping people to build this business. So if that's our goals, then what are the numbers? So I'll tell you my numbers. To hit VP, it took me 40 agents. 40 people. I was like on the phone selling the client children whole lives. Yep, it's $12 a month, Betty. Yep, John's gonna get that put right in the phone for you. Okay, perfect, got an accidental, $32 a month, $250,000, husband and wife, put that ROP on there, get it to $37 a month. Right, I'm selling, I'm doing everything I can to help this thing grow. And then I look at like Alexander Strait's a guy on our team. He hit VP in 13 agents. So he's better than me. You should listen to him more. Right? Steve Giordano hit VP with one agent, himself, right? Right? So if freedom's the goal, what's the path to get there, right? So senior sales manager will get you your logo. VP bonus, free money from Sean just for doing your job. 140% contract. Oh, Julius, is the 140 good?
Oh, it's beautiful.
It's beautiful. 145 contract, integrity deal. So that's your plan, right? How do you get there? Sell at a high level, talk to people every day, and we're going to talk more about that here. So I had a question from someone the other day. He says, how do I explode? How do I explode? Explode myself, explode my business. And I'm thinking this through, how I would answer, and I answered it. And I'd say I would use these acronyms, WBW, okay? WBW. And what WBW stands for is why, WHY, believe, and work, okay? So why, believe, work. And what I bring into that is that I made the decision for me to do everything I could to make this work because nothing I'd done prior to this had worked. All right, the greatest, I've heard great lines. The greatest sale I ever made was convincing my wife to marry me. Now I got 4 babies with her, and she's mom of the year. I'm so blessed. But that, for me, was the thing that would wake me up early and pack a lunch the night before and run 7 appointments and door knock Apache Junction and then go back to Buckeye and then back to Surprise and then one down in Maricopa, right? Who lives in Phoenix and understands the run, right? You're just all over town, just doing what you got to do to go see people. But they said they meet at 2:15 in Buckeye and they said they meet at 4:30 in Apache Junction. And I'm not strong enough on the phone yet to try to move one of them to the next day, so I'm driving, right? I'm cruising across 10, just a lot of driving. But guess what? A lot of time in the car, a lot of time on the phone. How do you build an agency? Get on the phone. So the why, if your why, and I hate using these tacky lines, but they're tacky because they work, right? My why was my family. My why was proving to myself that I could do it. My why was proving people wrong. It was making my parents proud. It was figuring out what I'm going to do in this world. That was my why. You know, my family was 95% of it, and the other things were 5, but most of it was that. And so for you, if you don't have a family, or you don't have that thing that's pushing you and burning inside of you like a hot ember, that if you don't keep moving, it's gonna fall through your skin, then you're not gonna make it. I'm gonna be totally honest with you. You are not gonna make it. This will be another warm bath you've attended. This will be another thing you tried. This will be another opportunity or event or something you've come to where you said, yeah, it didn't work out for me. Yeah, those leads, they suck, right? Yeah, they got leads, right? I'll go to the company that doesn't have leads because then I don't have to spend any money. Because we go to a party every Tuesday and Saturday morning and we hang out and we talk to each other and be rich, and then no one makes any money except the one guy up front because we all pay our monthly auto ship, right? So, but for you, if you don't have that why, that thing, what are you trying to do? Like, I would challenge you to discover that this weekend. Because you can't do it. And I got to that point in 2018 where I was tired of lying to my wife. I was tired of paying my bills late. I was tired of driving the car I didn't want to drive, or living where I didn't want to live, and having all this promise. It's gonna happen, babe. I always told her, I'm like, babe, I was like, honey, you bought Google stock in the 80s. And I'd say it all the time. Google stock in the 80s. But what was that doing hypothetically for me? It was not self-sabotage, it was eliminating limiting beliefs, because I was telling myself, at some point it's gonna pay off. At some point. So for all of us here, you have to find that why, that thing that's making you tick, the thing that got you here on time. And push on it, because without it, the no-shows and the 5th person you call at 8:07 because you got up at 6:30 and you worked out and you got your leads ready, and now you're sitting here at 8 o'clock because everyone said we start dialing at 8. And by 8:07 you have had 5 people that say, no, I didn't fill that out. What's going to push you through to hit the 6th person and not crumble? Because weak people crumble, winners win. We winners here? So find that why for you. And then believe that it's real. Believe you can do it. And that's the thing that I think that this holds a lot of weight, and then we're going to talk about work and some recruiting stuff. But for believe, it's faith. Belief and faith, they go hand in hand. But believe is understanding that you are at the finest business that has ever existed in the finest industry to help people. We help families with their protection. We help agents overcome objections. We help our own families with financial security and success, but believing that this is a place where you can really make it happen. Or I talked to a guy and he's like, you know what, it didn't work for me. I'm gonna go take a lower comp where they buy my leads. And I'm like, all you're saying, dude, is that you don't believe in yourself. Like, who takes lower comp? Like, because they buy me leads. Dude, those leads are old as dirt. They didn't buy you leads, they just sent you a PDF they had on their computer. They sent to 10 dudes this week already. But the belief in yourself, that you can learn the skills and harvest the energy that it takes to become successful here. So why? Believe in yourself and work. Now let's talk about work. And this is the number one thing. Without work, we're just up here having a good time. Sell 20K. Get to 20K. Put yourself in a position where you are truly putting cash flow into your life. $20,000 a month issue paid, it will change your life. The first time you do it, the first time you see your name on the gold leaderboard from your teams because you issued paid $20,000 or more, it'll screw you up. It'll screw you up, right? Who writes a lot of, raise your hand if you're a Hall of Fame producer. Right? I'm gonna ask you guys. Now, when you write about 10K a week, right? Producers. Do you feel good when you don't write 10K in a week? Say it out loud. No. You feel sick, right? Winners like to win. Why do you think Tom Brady left the Patriots and went to the Bucks? Because they stopped winning. And he's a winner, and now he's in the Super Bowl again. I don't follow a lot of sports. That was my only sports analogy I've got for the whole day. So, but it makes sense, right? So winners like to win, and when you put yourself in a position with work, it changes your biochemistry. And you start to feel, you're like, I can do this, right? This is about me. This is who I can become. And when you live in the world of 3,000 a week submit, and half of it's AIG, and you make excuses about you couldn't dial the phone enough because you didn't have enough leads, then you're not going to make it because your why is not big enough. It's not it. Otherwise, you'd figure it out. Because when I came from my first convention, I swiped the card for every H mortgage lead for $1,700 all over Maricopa County, And my wife and I are holding our hands, hoping the freaking credit card goes through. Well, you didn't swipe it on the computer, you hit enter, but you get the visual, right? So we're holding it went through. 486 more generic HOPA leads pop in my CRM, and in March I wrote 31,000. Because I believed in myself, I believed I learned the tools and skills that I needed to figure it out, and my why was huge. My little kids were sleeping in the room. It's 11 o'clock at night, I just got home from convention. I'm like, they say I need more leads, honey. That's what they all said. Like, they say I need more leads. Like, everyone's going to say that this week. So when you hear leads, everyone should start clapping, because that's the most important thing. That's the reason why we're not having events on Tuesday nights and Saturday mornings, talk about how great it is while we're paying our monthly auto ship to some dude who doesn't. So, what I love about this too, so I recently got my AC service. These guys that call you like, hey, we'll do a free AC service. And I was like, okay, cool, come on by. So comes on by and he goes up and checks out the air conditioning unit. And he's like, everything's looking good. And he's like, and I was like, okay, cool. And he's like, so what do you do? I was like, I'm in insurance. And he's like, okay, cool. You know what? I think you should probably get new units. And I was like, what just happened here? He's like, yeah, we could probably do them for $35,000. I was like, I don't want to spend $35,000 right now, dude. He's like, okay, well, we can do it for 24. No, I can do 21 right now. You can do 21? You got cash? And I was like, what just happened here? All of a sudden, dude's coming to free checkup, and now he wants 21 grand for 3 new units. And I was like, hold on, just send me a quote. And that's what I love about the way we sell this business, is that we're meeting with clients that already asked for it. I'm not trying to get the button pulled over people and trying to make them want insurance. And that's a pretty cool position to be in. So sell 20K. Lead flow established, and staff. Put yourself in a position where you can get staff put in your situation. So lead flow. I got a buddy who started a restaurant, and great friend, love him to death. But he texts me probably twice a week to come into his restaurant. Hey man, you got a chance to come in. Hey man, we got lunch specials. Hey man, Friday night. Hey man, bring the wife out on Sunday brunch. Like, I want to patronize his restaurant, but why is he texting me? Because he doesn't have anybody coming in. And that's rough, dude. That's a rough situation to spend hundreds of thousands of dollars, open a restaurant, have to be texting your friends a bunch to come in and eat food. And I would love to. I just, my wife makes really good food, and I got 4 kids, and it'd be a mess bringing them all in there. He would never invite me again. But we've got leads. We don't have to go be poking and pesting and prodding people to make them want to come in. And I want to eat his food, but I also like meeting people that I love the Doloreses of Buckeye, because they're great, and they always have pie, and they give me a little tea coffee cup to go, and it was delicious, and she spent $63 a month on Eagle, and life's good. That's way better. So, in understanding that, we have so many benefits that come from the work situation here, that I would challenge you guys to be focused on that. Sell 20K, get your lead flow established, get yourself a staff member. I'm going to talk more about that later today, about how to hire staff. So we'll have that this afternoon. Put yourself in a position with an office. The Work Spots campaign that's being rolled out across the entire country and company is a tremendous opportunity for so many people to be able to go access any office, or take a travel trip to the new beautiful office in Bakersfield, or travel across to Boca, or come here and visit us if you're not from Arizona, and be able to go in any office. So get yourself an office situation, right? I dealt for the majority of, not the majority, but for the early part of my career in my board shorts and a bro tank and a backwards hat, and sweating in my spare bedroom, doing whatever I could to get the appointments booked. And I challenge myself to say I'd be far more successful than if I'd had an office to go to. So put yourself in that environment. And then as you start to build your team, I would talk highly about recognition. And in a situation where I love recognizing people so much. I have an entire division of our company. She's right there, Caitlin. She does a tremendous job. That is 100% focused on recognition. Who's done something great? But the thing about recognition is this: you got to be careful with it. One, you don't want to shine light on the wrong things, right? And 2, you want to make sure you're only recognizing the right things. So recognize the action you want repeated. But you also don't want to be, from the opposite of recognition, is almost like disciplination, is being disciplinarian. So, like my son right now, we're potty training him. So, which is a blast. And so, but the thing about, so when you've got a dog, right? So, anyone have any pet lovers? Right? You come home from work, dog pooped on the carpet, and you go with the paper and you beat the heck out of the dog. What is the dog learning? Every time you come home, you beat him up. right? What you gotta do is you gotta catch the dog while it's pooping on the carpet, and you beat the heck out of it while it's pooping, and the dog goes, oh, I don't poop here. I poop outside. So like, with kids. My son, Daddy, I'm peeing. Oh, Cameron, this is great. Let's run to the bathroom, right? Right? It's not Cameron, don't pee. Daddy, I'm pooping. Oh, great, Cameron. We're on the couch right now. What is going on? So, in understanding that, not to call agents babies, but new agents, if they dial 14 leads, you don't yell at them. You say, okay, now get to 140. Let's get to 400. Right? Early on in your building career, you have to be their loving rock. You be their confidant. You be their person who helps. And so I'll wrap it up with this. That when we're talking to people, there's 4 things you want to focus on, or try to identify within them. What type of person they are. Fun, money, caring, details. So these are different types of people. You can use this in your sales, you can use this in recruiting, but as you talk to people and ask them questions, what do you like about what you're currently doing? What do you not like about what you're currently doing? What are you looking to do here? Well, I just want a place that pays me more. I'm looking for a fun environment. I love a company that has a really good, philanthropic heart. I need to see the numbers, right? All these companies, all this fake smoke and mirrors. You guys really have 145 comp? Really? Yeah, we really do, Bob. And so putting yourself in a position as you're talking to people, looking for those things to identify them over, because when you know what they're about, fun, money, caring, or details, then you know how to work with them. You know how to say, now listen, Bob, we got a great environment here. It's a blast. You're gonna absolutely love it. We got big conventions. All of our producers get together. We have our offices. It's great. We do a lot of charity work. Oh, we make a ton of money. People making crazy amount of money, man. Before I started working, I was making $43,000 a year serving tables. And now, with the life you can create is incredible. So learning how you can talk to people, that'd be a big component for what I would challenge you guys to start to look at. And then one final thing would be, we have a new Rogue IMO. Thank you, Trey, for all the time, effort, and energy you put into creating that for us. And it's supposed to be ready this morning, but look for an announcement later today. Thomas Arts is currently working on a brand new video marketing system for us, where we can share the Great Rogue IMO video, and we can put people in a position where they get more educated about our business, okay? It's being built right now. We'll have a link for you to show them to register. But the tips on this are this. When you share someone a video, you say this. You say to them, now, what'd you like about the video? Oh, I didn't like it. Okay, perfect. Next. All right. What did you like about the video? I like the money part. Okay, so talk about the money. I didn't watch the video. Perfect. You're not coachable. So you're asking people to do something and use the video watching as a barometer for if you're going to work with them. And that's a big component that I think if you all start using, you'll be able to build your businesses bigger. I'll leave you with this. I heard a story about a guy about 20 years ago. He climbed Mount Everest without any oxygen and came down nearly dead. When he came down, they said to him, why did you go up there to die? He said, I didn't. I went up there to live. FFL is your Everest, guys. Dial the phone, help people, let's build an empire.